Hello everyone, and welcome back down here to the Gamer's Den with me, your host, Jordan, your master of lore and storyteller extraordinaire. You've come before me today on this day of recording the DM guide with a problem. That problem could have any number of myriad origins. Perhaps the players have feasted for far too long at the table of victory. Perhaps the campaign has just run further than you expected and things have become stale, dull. Maybe you just want to see something new. Maybe you want to punish your players. In either case, we have a number of different ways of addressing this. And of course, you come to me for this because I'm the master of lore, and I understand exactly what to do in this situation. And I come before you with 3 options, 3 solutions that will absolutely help you with this. And we're going to go in order of best to least, as we are wont to do here. At any rate. So, what to do when you just want to do something new. You want to throw something different at your players. Whether it's because you've let them game without consequence for too long, or it's just been such a long-running campaign and it's time for something new. Well, really, that's all you have to do is just tell your players, I want to do something new. I want to run a new setting. Maybe play a different game. Maybe we'll go from Pathfinder to Starfinder, Shadowrun, any number of other options out there. Maybe you want to play a game of Rollmaster and kind of get bogged down in the mathematics behind that. Whatever the case may be, that's all you have to tell your players in most cases, whether they're long-time friends, new friends, or just somebody you met at the Adventurers League or whatever. If you're at your own little hobby gaming shop, your local store that you game at, people will understand and people will more than likely be excited for this. Having something new is great for everyone, usually. Players can certainly feel when a campaign gets a little bit stale, as there's plenty of people out there who want to move on from thing to thing to thing. I myself, both playing and being a DM, I get so many different ideas that can't possibly fit into one campaign and certainly are not appropriate for every single setting. So my mind bounces back and forth between the new shiny things and thinks about all the different ways to make it work, to run it, and also end up just a tiny bit disappointed sometimes because I'm the one usually having to run a lot of them and I never get to play in these ideas that sound like they're so much fun. But that's the number one solution right there. Just tell your players. Just tell your players you want to do something new. Or if you're a player, tell your DM, hey, can we do something new sometime? There's something a little bit different. I kind of want to try something new. I've loved this campaign, or I've enjoyed it. Whatever your feelings are, just tell your DM. Tell the Master of Ceremonies. Let them know. And they will endeavor to find something new. Or at least if they're any kind of good. If not, well, then, maybe find a different group. Or, get a second group. Whatever you need to do. The second option is, of course, the second best option to go with. And that is to end the campaign. And ending it rightly can be tricky. One of my favorite ways, and it's something I've only done about twice that I can think of, and that's to throw a last stand at players. Especially if the players kind of want to keep playing around with the characters. Maybe I'll consider just saying, hey, let's retire these ones and do some new characters in this world. But sometimes it's fun to go out with a bang. Have a big last stand moment. Some world-ending threat where you can really test the player's characters. Throw something insanely difficult at them. And best of all, best way to go about it is to throw an enemy at them that has popped up a couple of times. Some kind of recurring villain, or even a villain that they just had a medium to longish kind of story arc with, that they thought was finished, thought was dead, but has somehow returned. Maybe they've been reborn as a lich. Maybe they are coming back from the Nine Hells or the Abyss, or have just clawed their way out of the river Styx by sheer force of will alone. They know the players, they know their strategies, their tactics, they underestimated them before or somehow found a flaw in their own plan, that now they're being careful. They're observing the players. They see that they're stronger. They're at the height of their power. They are more capable than ever before, but so is our opponent. And our opponent is forewarned and therefore forearmed and is ready to lay a deadly ambush, throw down a deadly trial, gather the kind of allies and resources they need to really take their revenge on this player, or finish out whatever goal they had before, or give them a new goal, which is the end of the city, the continent, the world even. Throw a world-ending event at the players and watch them scramble to defend this world that they've spent so long in. They'll throw themselves right into it. And what's better than having those last stand moments where the players are teamed up fighting together, or they've been divided and they're having to try to get back together with one another in order to survive this. And slowly, as the fight goes on over multiple sessions, one player goes down, another character goes. Well, if the characters are going to go down, best to do it all in one session so everybody has a reason to keep coming back. But one character goes down, two characters go down, 3, 4. If you have a fifth, the fifth eventually goes down, but they go down successful. It's that last defiant stab as they roar their rage and their opposition to their opponent, and just plant that dagger in their chest, pull the core out from whatever device was running and causing it to detonate, taking out themselves, their enemy, and foiling their plans all in one shot. And maybe possibly one of the characters survives, but this character is crippled and scarred and just survives with this knowledge and memory of this event, and they go on to mentor the next section of the campaign. A new era of heroes comes about to help rebuild this world, and they are one of the leaders of it. Maybe the player can be allowed to play the NPC for a little bit and give the new characters their new quest, their new adventure. There's all kinds of different possibilities that, take and pick, be flexible with it, decide carefully how you want to do it, but this can be a great way of starting something new. Especially if you just want to reshape the world, but you're happy with the style of setting, you're happy with a high fantasy setting like what we have behind us here. So that's option 2. Option 3, and it's generally it's not a good option, because it just feels spiteful, but that's just straight up murdering the players. And I really recommend against just straight up murdering your players. It's not something that really works out well. It feels spiteful, and it kind of is. It's really a spiteful option, but maybe your players have been gaming without consequence for too long, and now you decide, well, now it's time for consequences to start taking effect. Sure, you're a level 17 wizard, but you're a bargain basement basic bitch kind of wizard that just does evocation spells, and you've been pissing everybody off for so long that now here they are to all kill you. You might be level 17, but this is an army. You're going to have an evocation wizard can still do a great deal of damage, but sufficiently motivated people can, and in good numbers, great numbers, can pose a serious threat to a lot of people. But that's option 3. It's the most basic, and it's one that I really don't recommend. But if you're feeling spiteful, or you just want to have a good laugh, and you don't mind pissing off your players, murder them, and make them roll new characters. Certainly many DMs have done this before. I don't recommend it. It's not a good option. I like story. I like using elements and themes and people from campaigns that have already been long running. It feels better, feels less spiteful, feels like a culmination of everything the players have been doing. But, it is an option. But with that said, I'm going to be leaving you all today. It is a very beautiful Easter day, although a chill, cold wind just is whipping through the streets and is biting through the clothes. And we're probably going to be hunkering down inside with a turkey I've done a very nice dry rub on. But At any rate, if you've been enjoying the content here, maybe consider perusing these other videos that have been put up on the channel here for you. Certainly, I appreciate it very much. More views and more likes, more shares, all feed into the almighty algorithm of YouTube and put my channel on a better listing. And yes, this is a little bit of shameless plugging on my part, but if I want the channel to grow, gotta do it. But with that said, I've been your host, Jordan, your master of lore and storyteller extraordinaire. Thank you all so much for joining me today. Stay safe out there, and we'll see you next time around. Have yourselves a good day.